We are talking about understanding. You know, when you're feeling cold, what you have to do? You have to get your feet warm and your ears warm. Right? That's what we're talking about. You have to understand what the problem is and know what to do and how to solve it. So when you're feeling cold, get your feet warm, put on your socks, or warm your ears. Apply that principle to what we're talking about as well. You have to know what... No, leave it. It's good. It's all right. I just made wuzu and came, you see. So it's been a little cold. So we have to learn to want what we need. Want what we need. But the thing you need may not necessarily be the thing that is, nice. But you need it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has set up an automatic system where our body, for its sustenance and for it to live and to carry on, takes what it needs. Oxygen. We don't have to say breathe in, okay, breathe out. We don't have to tell ourselves to do these things. We don't have to tell ourselves to blink. Right? Allah has arranged it in such a way that it happens. If we had to think about it, that is life. That would have been all that we would have been able to do in our existence. We have to remember to breathe. When you're sleeping, how are you going to sleep if you have to remember you have to breathe? Breathe in and breathe out. No sleep. You have to breathe. And you would have lived for about 2 to 3 minutes, few minutes. Then you come in the world and you die, automatic. These are the favors of Allah. So Allah, He has made it within us that we seek bodily, physically, the things that we need. We seek food and we seek shelter and we seek these things. So He has put something in us to drive us towards that. That feeling that you get if you are suffocating. Anybody asthmatic? Ask them. Anybody here asthmatic? So, how it feels when you're not getting that air? You feel like you'll do anything. Right? If you have to kiss a snake, you will kiss a snake. To get that. If you are drowning, a big fat snake is passing by, what do? You hold on to him, you have to hold on. You do what you have to do to get that air. If you have to push your head in his mouth, and that's where the oxygen is to get it. That desperation to get that oxygen. What we have to do is the Iman has to have that kind of calling. Iman. And we have to understand what it is we need. If we don't know what we need, then the problem will persist. So long time, they used to have a sickness, goitry, I think. You know, when the necks are big like this. Huh? When last you see somebody with that? When last time you see somebody with this? Long it was. I saw lots of this in Haiti. Things that, scabies. Everybody has scabies. Every single woman has fungal infection. Everybody. Because there's no water. Hygiene is not there. But you won't have that amount in our society. Because the society realized that, wait now, you see this big thing? Why? Because you won't get an iodine. So you can't tell people now, go and get iodine, you need iodine. They say, put it in the water for them. So they put it in your pipe water. So everybody get it? Problem solved. It's not about massaging the neck and getting this. In fact, it's what? The lack of iodine. Sailors used to have a problem with their teeth and scabies and iodine and so on. They were lacking. So when you know what is the problem, then you can what? Look towards it. But further than that, there's a bigger problem. The bigger problem is called complacency. Complacency means where you are happy where you are, so you're not looking for a problem. You don't think you have a problem. You think everything fine and dandy. So you're not looking to to take some bitter medicine. You're not looking to do exercise. You're not looking to do, because you feel like healthy, I strong, I good. So that is our problem. And we are developing in ways that we feel that those developments That is development. You all understand? You all following? I'll give you an example. Imam Ghazali rahmatullah alayhi, who wrote one of his big books, is Ihya Ulumuddin, the revival of the Islamic knowledge. Right? So in this book, alhamdulillah, he has covered the problem. And he divided it into 40 principles. 10, 10, 10, 10. This is his whole book. Anybody familiar with Ihya Ulumuddin? Huh? Revival of the Islamic knowledge by Imam Ghazali. So he said there are 4 things, right? And he divided each of them into 10. First is the recognition of Allah, and that has 10 aspects to it. And then he explains what the problem is, and he goes on like this. So in that book he mentions about Sahabas. Sahabas, radiallahu ta'ala anhum, they are the hallmark. They are the best. That is what and who we are looking at to pattern our lives behind. Sahabas. Every single Friday, the second khutbah is wa khairul quruni. You are supposed to know it by now. You hear it every Friday. Khairul quruni karni thumma alladhina yalunahum thumma alladhina yalunahum. Sound familiar? Yeah? Khairul quruni karni thumma alladhina yalunahum thumma alladhina yalunahum. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the best community, the best group of people is the people of my era, my century, E-R-A, not era, my era. Okay? That is Sahabas. Summa alladhina yalunahum, then those who are next to them, then those who are next to them. So the pinnacle and the best of the Muslims are who? Sahabas radiallahu ta'ala anhum. So they are the ones we are supposed to be patterning ourselves behind and following. And when we are doing things, we're looking at what we're doing and we're watching them. Okay, it's in line? Oh, no problem. It's the same thing? No problem. And that's how we're going. So the Imam Ghazali rahmatullah alayhi, he says the Sahabas, they used to concentrate on purifying the inside, the heart, having the internal qualities pure. They were obsessed about that. Find little impurities on the inside, you have to get rid of that. The character. They were more preoccupied with internal cleanliness. And external cleanliness, they just maintained it to a decent standard. To such an extent that when they sat down to eat, when Sahaba sat down to eat, and when they finish, eating with your hand, you clean the plate, you clean your fingers and so on. They used to wipe their hands in the, how do you call this? Instep? Huh? The sole, right? Inside here? On the sole of their feet, it's a wipe it so. Get out the oil and thing. That is it. Thing done. Bathing once a week. Once a week is sufficient. Clothes and so on. Dirt is not impurity. You know dirt? Like dust and dirt and so on. Come here close. Whoa, we don't want to wear that. Right? It's dirty. Dirt, not dirty. Grease and them kind of things. Those are not impurities. Okay? Makes the clothes look dingy and so on. No problem. But that never used to bother them. It does not mean that they were unkempt and not keeping themselves. But it was not, they never used to pay heed or mind to it. Sahabas in fiqh, when you're studying, and if you have to spit, it's permissible to spit under your left foot in the masjid. Do that here now. You spit in it. Their masjid, Masjidun Nabawi. Remember the hadith about Laylatul Qadr? How the Sahabas identified the night, the Prophet was talking about? When he went into Sijda and he came on, his forehead was what? Muddy. That was the Masjidun Nabawi. That is our palace. That's the palace of our prince. Masjidun Nabawi. That is the palace of the believers. Because they had the things in perspective. They had the correct formatting and the arrangement of the affairs of this world in relation to the hereafter. They used to clean themselves with flat stones, that like a coin, and have communal toilets. Not that better could not have been done. Don't misunderstand it. Don't feel that when we hear about poverty of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam and of the Sahabas, that in 2 months no light was lit, no fire was lit in the house of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Oh, Prophet had nothing to eat and he was poor. It was by choice. By choice. Wealth like that, the wealth of the Persian empires and the Roman empires passed through the hands of the believers. It meant nothing. It meant nothing to them. Today we look at our development, our personal development, our life in this world, and we're working for the money and we're working for the money, but the money not working for us. We work for the money, we are money slave, but money don't work for us. And everything getting better. The house is improving and the house is expanding and the ceiling is changing and the before whatever you had concrete and then you put tiles and later you put marble. And like this you continue and you're going. And all the wealth is doing is self-aggrandizement. You're just building your status in this world. So when I was coming down the highway in Brian Lara's stadium, something they have, but the people coming from outside, they're not going straight to the stadium. The road on the side there, they're parking somewhere out and they're walking the road, and on the way to the stadium, you have 2 big things set up, blowing bubbles. You have to walk through the bubbles. Big, all ice bubble and people walking through. And you know what they're doing? Everybody snapping, videoing themselves. It's called egoism. A man will stand up in front of the mirror and admiring. What are you admiring? He's looking at this thing and he's so happy with this and make it look nice and comb it and get it. It's called ego. Building the ego. It's lying to yourself. That thing pretty. It's not pretty. It's not pretty if the inside is not pretty. It's just a garbage bag. You're looking at a garbage bag. You know that? You know you're a garbage bag? What do you put in a garbage bag? Garbage, impure things. So this skin is a garbage bag. What is inside of it? Blood and some urine there and some stool and thing. It's just a garbage bag. Everything inside of us is impure. But you're polishing and washing the garbage bag. Making the garbage bag look pretty. Shining the garbage bag. The idea is, take out, the bag is okay. The bag is not the value, is what is contained in the bag. Take out that and put things of value. Put things of value on the inside. Then this, you won't call it a garbage bag anymore. When Iman and A'mal or Salihat is there, it's not a garbage bag anymore. It becomes something of value. So Imam Ghazali rahmatullah alayhi, he said Sahabas were not overly concerned with the external. The thing that worried them more is the internal. We, however, are the opposite. We are obsessed with the external. You see people paint their house, the right-hand side of the house painted, the left-hand side of the house painted, the front of the house painted, but the back not painted. Huh? Why? What is that about? So that tells that the reason that you're painting the house is for people to see. You're not painting the house for protection against the weather and the paint will protect it and it won't get more. You're painting for people to see. That is what that is about. We're concerned about the outside, how it looks. And like this, just like this is the same situation with our Iman and our Islam. That we think Iman and Islam and the Deen is about external. There are external things that are compulsory. You all give me some example of some things that are compulsory, that are fard. We start on this side and we sweep in and we go in so. You all giving me examples of things that are fard. Salat, wuzu, fasting, zakah, hajj. My question was, give me examples of things that are fard. All the things that you all mention are external things. Correct? Every single wuzu, salat, zakah, these are external things. This is our problem. To be contented, that is also compulsory. Contentment is compulsory. Humility internally, that is compulsory. Tawakkul ala Allah, to have trust, confidence and reliance on Allah, that's compulsory. You have to have trust in Him. To be pleased with the decree of Allah, to be happy with what Allah has decreed, that's compulsory. To love Allah and His Rasul, that's compulsory. Those are internal things. But it does not occur to us that anything internal is necessary, because our focus is only on external. When we talk about community, when we talk about masjid, all of these things, the heightened concern, the main concern is about carpet, parking, wuzu, toilet. This has its place. But it must not supersede, nor must it cast aside the more important thing. What is the most important thing for masjid? Musallis. That the masjid must be ibad. The masjid, what is more important? The body or the soul? Soul, the ruh. Take out the ruh and what you have? Dead. A mayyit. That's what you have. And it will start to stink after a little while. That's why the communities are stinking. Stinking of weed. Any community, you don't have to go and buy weed now, no? Just drive through certain areas. This is how the community deteriorating. You know there's signs of decay. What are some signs of decay? Rust, smell. Things start to smell bad. This thing spoil our boy. This thing rotten in. The smell of it, the taste of it, the look of it. The apple and the banana that is rotten in. Look at society. You will see the signs of decay. They are advancing, you know. They're getting better means of communication. The means of communication is better, but they're not able to communicate with each other better. People not communicating with each other. This is not social media. It's anti-social media. It is how to cut down one another, how to belittle people, how to spread lies. There's no social media. It's an anti-social media. How to get everybody against each other. Let crab in a barrel. How to make them fight each other. That's what it's about. How to divide and conquer. How to make everybody feel, Ana Rabbukumul A'la. I know. Right? My opinion. I say. It's called ananiyat. Egoism. I. The smallest word in the English language made up of one letter. Which other word you have in the English language made up of one letter? Any other word? Well, that's the biggest problem. That's the biggest thing. I. That's the biggest problem. I am my own problem. Me. I am the block. I am the hurdle in my own path. It's difficult for us to understand these things. You know why? Because our eyes is on everything and everyone excepting. That's why. We are looking there at all. Looking everywhere else for the problem. But right here, that's where the problem is. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam spoke about that morsel of flesh. Inna fil jasadi la mudgha. In the body there's a piece of flesh. Law saluhat saluhal jasadu kullu. If it is good, the whole body is good. The heart. And the things that are compulsory in the heart, those are the important things. All the external things that are compulsory that we do, the objective of it is to fulfill the inner, the inside things. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the people He loves, the things that He mentions is about qualities. Inna Allah yuhibbut tawwabin. Allah loves those who make tawbah. Inna Allah ma'as sabirin. Allah is with those who are patient. Qualities is what is important. And the place that these qualities are developed is in the heart. And it will never develop in the heart if the heart is dirty. The heart needs to be cleaned. The heart needs to be polished for Iman to reside in there. For the love of Allah to reside in the heart has to be a clean heart. You wouldn't go inside a dirty place. Will Allah come inside our dirty heart? Clean the heart. Clean the heart. Get rid of these bad qualities of hatred and animosity and jealousy and malice. These are the bigger problems. Bigger problems. You could have a truckload of butter and fat and all kind of thing on the outside here. It's not a problem. Pour a little bit inside by the heart now. No problem. You could have a whole quarry of gravel there. It's not a problem. Pour a little grain of sand in your eye now. When these things go inside the heart, these qualities, these negative qualities, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His love and His marifat, understanding Him and seeing Him becomes obscure, and the vision of Allah, to see Allah for who He is and what He is, and to understand the objective of life, becomes a thing far and not attainable. We have to clean the heart. Clean the heart. And when we say clean the heart, we don't mean other people's heart. We mean cleaning our own heart. Let me give you an example. The Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he has said in hadith that the believer is the mirror of a believer. We have heard that hadith before. A believer is the mirror of a believer. All right. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Huh? Yourself. So when you complain or say something about a believer, let's say, right? Say, see he, let's say his name is Abdullah, right? So I say, Abdullah, so. Okay? Let's back up a little bit. When you look in the mirror, who is it you see? When I say something about him, and I describe him or think of him in a particular way, who am I describing? You are describing the fault that you have in your vision, in your perception of that brother, because there's a fault in you and you are not able to see him for what he is and who he actually is. So what you are describing is not him. You are merely stating the defect that you have. For example, glasses? All right. Let's say I look at the wall or something. I look inside here. And I say it's cream, right? The wall is cream? The wall cream? Is it? Okay. If I put on a red glasses, And then I look and I open and say, well, oh, I made a mistake. The wall is not cream, it's what? I'll say pink or red or something. The color that I'm describing is not the reality and the color of the wall. I am describing the perception, here, what is here, what is here. So when you say the brother this, or the brother that, or you have a problem with the brother, or who are you talking about? Huh? You're talking about yourself. One person, he spent many years with his sheikh for reformation, to get this heart clean. It don't take 2 days. 10, 15 years. Okay? So, when he is leaving now, he said, oh my sheikh, give me some advice. I'm leaving, so give me some advice. Tell me my problems. The sheikh said, I don't see any problem in you, because I look at you with the look of love. You perfect. Like how a mother sees the child black and ugly, you know. But listen, my poopo, that's the most beautiful child in the world, because she's looking at the child through the eyes of a mother. When we criticize somebody else, we are not looking at them with the eyes of a believer. Follow? You are looking at them with your defect, through your defect, and you are seeing a defect in them, but actually the defect is in you. You want to know what is your problem? Listen to what you say about other people. That's your problem. Right? Whatever you're saying about other people, that's your problem. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking about? Huh? Who are you talking to when you talk about others? You're talking to the mirror. Because the Muslim is the mirror of a Muslim. Talking to yourself. You're talking about yourself. So when we talk about the Ummah, it's you you're talking about. The Ummah has this problem and the Ummah... You're talking about yourself. Listen to yourself. You're correcting yourself, you know, but you don't know. The problem is right inside here. Right inside here. Because on the day of Qiyamah, it's about there that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be questioning us about. That's where it stems from, the heart. The heart have to be clean. If the heart is not clean, then what happens? Al-qalbu malikun, the heart is the king. وَالْأَعْضَاءُ جُنُودُهُ, and your limbs are his soldiers. They're just following orders. Whatever it's doing and so on, it are coming from the hand. The hand can't do anything on its own. It has to listen to the heart. The heart want, hold, touch, look, see. That is the problem. The problem is that the heart has been convinced that dunya is sweet. Dunya nice. Dunya will make you happy. You see, the heart has there's something called insight. Okay? And there's something called sight. Sight is what this eyes is responsible for. Insight is what the heart has. So the heart has faculties of hearing and seeing and touching and feeling. Senses. The heart has internal senses, but they have been locked off. Because we're in a world where your existence, your body and this combination of body and soul and so on depends more on the external senses. Your external senses are called your spies. They gather information and the heart is the king. Right? So they bring in, these are your ambassadors. So they bring, oh, what is that? Oh, that is so and so. The heart asks, it's nice? Yeah, boy, I think real nice. I like it then. So the eyes assesses it, tells the heart this thing pretty, and the heart says, well, you are my eyes. And if you say pretty, well, pretty, I want it. Understand? Our senses are feeding our eyes, our heart, sorry. But there's supposed to be something that balances that whole process. Something that filters it. Because not everything the eye see is the way it is. There's supposed to be insight and intelligence and all of these things. These are the faculties that we have. But when these things don't pay it attention, or these things are shut off, then the heart takes for granted the information and assessment that the eye is giving me is true. So then the heart says, okay, if you like it, I like it too. Because the objective of the heart, every limb has a purpose. The hand is to hold, the heart, the eye is to see. The objective of the heart is to love. It just loves. That's what the heart does. It loves. So if the eye is saying like that, heart say, okay, you are my eyes, so I love it. So the heart takes the information from the what? Senses. And it loves, it loves, it loves. So whatever is being presented to the heart as good, beneficial, nice, beautiful, the heart says, I love in it. Okay, I will love it. And that is the problem. That we have presented to the heart this dunya. The dunya. And we have loved the dunya, and the dunya has taken residence in the heart, so there is no place for Allah, Iman and Akhirat. Preference have been given to dunya. So cleaning the heart means getting the love of the dunya, love of material things out of the heart. This is compulsory as well. To get the love of everything besides Allah out of the heart is also compulsory. What is that? To get the love of everything out of the heart, that is kalima la ilaha illallah. Allah alone exists. Allah alone should be loved. That is what we profess, but not what we practice. We profess la ilaha illallah, but we don't practice la ilaha illallah. We have taken other things as gods and deities and objects of obedience and objects of love. This is the problem. This is the predicament. We have made these things the objective of life. Allah tells us what is the objective of life in Surah Mulk, that He has created life and death. لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ amala. I have created death and life to see which of you is best in deeds. Who is going to obey my commands. For this, a pure heart is necessary. Pure heart. And the pure hearts coming together is what will make the community. Sahabas radiallahu ta'ala anhum, their masjid was what it was. Their life was what it was. But they are khairul qurun. Khairul qurun, the best of community. Today, all of the lessons are in front of us, but we don't look at it. Which is the grandest masjid, the most important masjid for us, the believers? Which masjid? The whole haram, or what in the haram makes the haram top of the line? Huh? Kaaba, right? So the Kaaba is it, isn't it? Kaaba is number one. Then you have Masjidun Nabawi. Then you have what? Masjidul Aqsa, right? But if you look at the Kaaba, it is the simplest geometric structure that you can have, a cube. You can't get simpler than that. Yeah? The biggest, greatest, most blessed masjid, simple. We don't take pattern. We don't take pattern. We don't understand what is the real objective. Signs of Qiyamah. That masjids will be beautifully decorated and everything will be wrong side, Everything will be wrong side. Masjid nice, inhabitants not nice. These are signs of Qiyamah. Things that was acceptable will no longer be acceptable. The things that you say now, boy, I will never do these things. Tomorrow you'll see everybody doing it. Things that is not acceptable in society now, tomorrow is going to become acceptable. And the next day is going to become compulsory. Right? Can't say nothing. Just stay quiet. Can't squeak. Can't say this wrong, that wrong. They take beautiful things, nice things, and they make it ugly. And we have to stay quiet. Most beautiful thing, they take a rainbow. Such nice colors. And they make it what? They mess it up. Nice colors and things. But they're still not understanding the rainbow exists and each color is separate. It's separate. It's separate. Yellow don't want to be blue and blue don't want to be everything. And the presence of the different color, the colors different. They're not the same. But they're taking that and want to make it what? Twisted to their understanding. Take a nice thing like that now. Just like a nice word, niya, right? Sincerity, that's sin in it. Yeah? Where you take a nice word like that? That's supposed to be something that tells you that this thing is pure. Sincerity. And what it have in it? Sin. That's how they are. They mix it up and they bring it and they present it to you and say, this nice. Yeah, take it. The heart. Get the heart in order. How do we do that now? How do we get the heart in order? For everything, there's a feel. Okay? There was a time when the Ummah in Trinidad, the Muslims were not reciting Quran properly, right? They were making mistakes and, the salat wasn't valid. And so there was an effort to be made to correct that. So what we learned? What we did? We learned tajweed. People go to madrasa, they study, they become alim, they become qari. So the effort of tajweed was made to correct the pronunciation. So at least we're reading the words of Allah as it was revealed. You all follow? The problem was we wasn't reading Quran correct. Salat wasn't good. So an effort was required to correct that, the effort of tajweed. The problem was we stick up in the house, we can't go out, we stay in there, no movement. Effort of da'wat and tabligh, go out, do khuruj, going to surgery. Jamaat is surgery, you're going to ICU. Where you go and you're able to work on yourself, you're going out there for nobody, it's you're going for. Right? When you make the effort will make you. That's what you're going for. You're going to make effort. What are you going for? So that the effort will make you. You're not making the effort making you. That's what you're going for. The problem with the community, the Muslim Ummah, the world, me. The problem with me is my heart. That is the problem. And the effort to correct the sicknesses and the ills of the heart is called tasawwuf or tazkiyah. You all follow? I talk about the problem. I'm telling you where the solution is. It's in tazkiyah and in tasawwuf. The objective of that field is a field. Field meaning a particular scope of study, a particular scope of effort, is to look at the diseases of the heart and to get rid of the bad qualities like pride. No simple thing, A person with an iota, mustard seed of pride will not enter the Jannah. Huh? If you have a mustard seed of pride, you cannot enter into the paradise. That's hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Is it not then imperative and important to get rid of that? Huh? That's compulsory. We are not supposed to have pride. Who does not have pride? Who does not have pride? Do we know what pride is? Do we know its different presentations? Different disease presents themselves differently. And different people, they appear differently and so on. This field of understanding these internal sicknesses is called tasawwuf or tazkiyah, and the people who excel in that field, some people refer to them as the what? Sufi, and different names and terminologies are used. But the idea is to purify the heart. The idea is not about mysticism, about flying, about doing miracles. When people talk about spirituality today, what they talking about? Jinn and everything. Spirituality has nothing to do with jinn. Understand? When you say you're having spiritual problem, and it is far from these things. It is about getting rid of the bad qualities, pride, hatred, these things. A person, a Muslim, who has hatred in his heart for another Muslim is the enemy of Allah. Follow? You are considering yourself, I am a Muslim, I am a believer. But if you have enmity in your heart for another believer, enmity or hatred in your heart for another believer, then you become the enemy of Allah. Because Allahu waliyul ladina amanu. Allah is the friend of the believers. Allah is my friend. Allah is your friend? Every single believer, Allah is the wali of those who believe. So the person who I hate, that is Allah's friend? He's Allah's friend? And if somebody hate your friend, I hate him too. He's my enemy. I am the enemy of my friend. Correct? Am I not the enemy of my friend? So if I don't like you, I hate you, you are my enemy. You and Allah is friend. Every single believer and Allah is friend. So what that makes me? The enemy. Wa na'udhu billah. That not important to fix? Huh? That not important to fix? Hasanat and good deeds, salat and zakat, right? Qiraat of Quran and zikr. These are important? Are these not important? What about the thing that does remove all of that? The razor blade that shaves off the hasanats. Huh? It's not important to not have that? Innal hasada, verily jealousy, removes the good deeds. Just like how the razor removes the hair. Just like how the fire destroys the wood. The good deeds there, you're piling up, you're burning it down. Jealousy burning it down. Is it not important to get rid of that fire? That's not compulsory? The compulsory things is compulsory, and it's also compulsory to secure the compulsory things and not destroy them. Why is wuzu compulsory? Because salat is compulsory. So if you want to perform salat, then it's compulsory to perform wuzu. This is compulsory because of that. Therefore, to get rid of this hasad that will destroy the hasanat and your good deeds, like the razor, how it will destroy and remove the hair, is that not also compulsory? So, just like Tajweed handled our mistakes in our recitation, corrected it, so that the salat that we are reading now, we wouldn't be cursing Allah in it. We'll be praising Allah. Before we were cursing Allah in our salat. I mean cuss like cuss, eh? We were defaming Allah, belittling Allah, saying bad things about Allah. Allahu Akbar, oh Allah, you're so and so, you're this, you're that. Right? So we say, okay, we need to correct that. We went to the Tajweed, we corrected that. We're praising Allah now. That was important. These sicknesses of the heart, these dirtiness, these impurities, we need to get rid of them, and we need to fill the heart with the good qualities. Akhlaq hamida, praiseworthy qualities. This is the mission of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What was the mission of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam? He said, "Bu'ithtu li utimma makarim al akhlaq." I have been sent to complete, to perfect good character. You want to know bad character? There's not like a bad character Muslim. Don't have that. Al-Muslimu la yakzib. A Muslim doesn't lie. Means that one with the complete iman, perfect iman, with iman inside and outside, can't lie, doesn't lie. We have a way about ourselves, a disposition about ourselves, a character. The Muslim has a character, internal and external. To get that internal character, which will manifest itself externally. What is this presentation? This presentation we're going to give to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Huh? An external presentation, a garbage bag. You're going to give Allah a pretty garbage bag. Nice, colorful, and painted up nice, but full of garbage. You will accept that? Don't give Allah it. Clean it. Take out all those dirtiness from the bag. Keep the bag nice, no problem. Live in your nice house, drive a nice car, no problem. But get the inside clean. Take out all the dirtiness. These things have effects. These things, the bad that we do, just like the fire produces smoke, it has byproducts. When we lie, a stench comes out the mouth. Angels run. Stink. Follow? When we do evil, when we do wrong, when we look at wrong, when we say wrong, when we think wrong, and these things have effects. The goodness and the evil in the heart, they have manifestations. It's monsters, they create monsters. We'll see them on the day of Qiyamah. Wa na'udhu billah. When the eyes of yaqeen will be looking with the eyes of yaqeen, you will see them. Get rid of them here. You have to punch the buttons here. Tell them what buttons to punch in the hereafter. When you go, it's just jaza'u wifaqa, jaza'u wifaqa, a fitting recompense. Tit for tat. Get what you earn. You have to do it here, you have to do it now. Forget who say what. Who laugh last, laugh best. It's either you cry here and laugh there, or you laugh here and cry there. Can't laugh all the time. I'm a madman. And you're a madman laughing all the time. Cry here a little bit. Cry here a little bit. Laugh there. Fix it up here now. How to fix it? This topic, this field of tasawwuf. It's no mystical kind of thing, and you're going, you're doing zikr, and you're going in a trance, and it's not that. It's about understanding I am nothing. I am a slave of Allah. And this slave has no rights. You tell me a slave have rights now? Consider I have no rights. Anybody could do me anything. Slap me in my head. Jazakallah. No problem. A slave have no rights. My duty and responsibility is to fulfill the commands of my master, and everybody else have rights. Nobody, I don't have no rights. Let somebody think we shoes now. You see how we go again? Because we feel, I some Raja, I some king now. Nobody must trample on. That's the Western society. The Western society is all about, you have to fulfill my rights. The Islamic society and civilization is, what are the rights of others? Our elders, they say two things are required to build a community. Humbleness and selflessness. Humility and to be selfless. Don't worry about who do you what. And that is the problem. He do me that, and he say that, and this one do that. And forget yourself. Give up your rights. Give up your rights entitles you to be amongst the 70,000 who shall enter paradise bighayri hisab. Without any reckoning. I can't take on reckoning, you know. Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, 500 years. What? I can't go through no red line. I want green line. I want nothing to declare. Allah said, go. You try. Yeah? You want to declare, you want to go to green line. You ever go to customs and they're watching everything, and you're shaking, you know. They ask you for the bill for this. We want that. How to achieve that? Forgive. Forget. Do not let it bother you whether people fulfill your rights or not. Why? I have no rights. I don't deserve anything. I'm nobody. But you make sure. Be particular. You fulfill everybody's rights. Connect with those who try to disconnect from you. Those who try to push you away, connect with them. Hadith of the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam mentions the wasil, the connector, the person who maintains family ties, is not the one who is getting along with the family member who he does good on good. So don't feel you and your family going on good and everything nice. I maintaining family ties. No. Maintaining family ties means building the bridges with those who burning them down. Those who trying to ostracize you, you talk good about them. Those who talking bad about you, You say good things about him. No, so you coming to tell me, right, for example, about him. Okay? So, even though he and me have some beef, I say, hey, leave me alone now. That's my brother. No. I say, I can't say about him. Defend those who putting you down. How you do that? That easy to talk, isn't it? Tasawwuf. You all understanding? Huh? I'm trying to point you all in the direction that we need to go in. This is the direction we need to go in. Ask any one of our ulama. Ask all of them. What is the need and necessity of tazkiyah, purity? If you don't purify the heart, then the salat that you are praying is also tarnished. The salat will also not be correct. Then you might fall into the category of wailul lil musallin. Huh? Woe to those who are praying, but they want people to see. The salat there, but the heart dirty with what? Show, riyah, doing it for show. The salat will not be in order, the zakat will not be in order. Nothing of the Islam that we are hopeful of that will help us in the day of Qiyamah will be in order if the inside not in order. If ikhlas and sincerity is not there, the cream of the crop, the best of the best will be thrown into Jahannam. Isn't it? Hadith comes about the tree, the best, the cream of the crop. The Shaheed, who again? That's the Shaheed, the Mata, who again? The Alim. No, not the rich one. The one who giving. Right? The wealthy person who gives. Not just that he's wealthy, but who giving. Right? This is the best of the best. They have done the highest. They are on top, they are in the pinnacle. But one by one, Jahannam. One by one, Jahannam. Hadith Zakaria mentions that when Allah, in this hadith, when Allah talks about that He will call the alim, it doesn't mean one alim He called. This is not about a person, you know. It's about a category. Allah is talking about a certain category, means all the alims will be called and questioned. All the shuhada will be called and questioned. All the people giving in the path of Allah will be called. Why you give? Yeah, I know you give, right, no problem. You learn, you study, you fight, but why? Why? We say, well, Allah said, no. Ikhlas is not there. So what is important? What is important there? That the deed be done with ikhlas. If ikhlas and sincerity is not in the deed, it will not be accepted. It's called shirk. It's opposed to Islam, and that's called shirk. For whoever and whatever other reason that you are doing it for, that is the partner that you are associating to Allah. Allah don't want that. Allah does not want any deed that is done for anyone else, or with Him, or together with Him. Allah don't want that. Allah wanted how? Khalis, pure, for Him, liwajhikal kareem. Allah, for your sake, O Allah. Between me and you, this is for you, O Allah. That is what Allah wants. Allah does not look at your what? Your face and your wealth and what you do. That is for people. That is for you to feel nice. That is not what Allah wants. وَلَكِنْ يَنْظُرُوا فِي قُلُوبِكُمْ. Allah look at your heart. So what to do? Keep it dirty? You praying salat here, Allah looking at your ruku and sajda, indeed. Some attention is given to that. But the focus of Allah, what He looking at? You praying, what Allah looking at? The heart. What's going on there? What's going on there? Everybody else seeing what's going on here, and what's going on here, and you're nice, kirat, and then, But Allah looking, His focus is on your heart. So what to do? What to fix? Everything else must be in order, but priority has to be given to the heart. The field that deals with the fixing and repairing of the heart is called tasawwuf or tazkiyah. What is it called? Tasawwuf. That will correct us individually. That will correct our families. It is what will correct the communities. When Maulana Ilyas rahmatullah alayhi used to return from the ijtimas in Mewat and so on, used to go out and make the effort. When he is coming back, he used to go to the Khanka. Khanka, I'll explain what is Khanka. He used to go to Hazrat Raipuri or to Mona Zakaria or to one of them, and he used to say, Hazrat, these dealing with the people has caused, it has effect. And he has to come to the Kanka to clean the heart now, clean the heart. Because when you go out there, you give in some, but you also get some. He is be given, but you also get some of the dust and the debris and the dirt from outside. So it's important to clean it, to clean it. So the name of the topic is what? The name of the field is Tasawwuf or Tazkiyah. The place for performing ibadat is called masjid. This is where ibadat is done, salat and so on. The place where ilm is given, ta'aleem is given, is called madrasa. And the place where you get this tasawwuf, the hospital, the spiritual hospital. I don't want you all thinking about jinnaning, eh? Not that. Not that. The place where you go to see about cleaning the heart, it is called khanqa. Right? Khanqa. So, what to do? Ma'am, what to do? If you're sick, what you have to do? To go to the doctor. Okay? So, the doctor here is whosoever are the specialists in these fields. And just as you have those who are qualified to see about your kirat, the qaris, and to ayn and ghain and thing. And that's like you have a fiqhi question, right? You go to the mufti, you have a question on tafsir and then you go to the mufassir, hadith and then the muhaddith. Each has their field. Those who excel and those who are authorized and specialized in this field, they are called the mashayikh. Okay? They are called the mashayikh. Right? So alhamdulillah, Allah has preserved all aspects of the deen. Every single aspect of the deen, Allah has preserved it. And He has given people, men and women, the ability to see about and to hold on that particular corner. So those who excel are called our mashayikh, and one of the most known is Maulana Zakaria. Right? So even the work of Dawat and Tabligh, he is, for that Ta'aleem book to be present on each and every member throughout the world. That was the objective. For that Ta'aleem to take place. So through Maulana Zakaria, through many people, and just like in fiqh, there are different paths. Each madhab is a path, madhab, a place, like a lane. One highway, but 4 different lanes. Right? So you have the 4 different madhab, all leading to the same destination, but just on different lanes. Similarly, in the field of tasawwuf, there are different approaches as to how to clean the heart, different methodologies that are used, and there are 4 basic paths that are used, the Chishti, the Naqshbandi, and so on. So this we can talk about this after. Any questions? Let me see if somebody asked the right question. Maulana? Let's see if they'll ask the right question. Somebody asked the right question? Not that there is any wrong question, eh? But there's a question you are supposed to ask. That is also a disease.
What is disease, right?
Right. So that is the right question, okay? Who are these people who have excelled in this field and so on? So it requires a search from your side. When you embark on that search, you will find them. Just like, Allah forbid, let's say you get some rare disease, some rare blood disease or something, okay? Because this thing affecting you so, you will start to ask around. You'll go to your doctor, you'll go on the internet, you'll go this way. No, don't go on the internet and look for the doctors. You will start a search, and you will find the specialists in those particular fields. Correct? That's factual. You will not have known about them before. But where there is demand, there will be supply. You, with sincerity in your heart, say, oh Allah, I want to point me in a direction. Who are the people? Ask your ulamas. Ask your scholars. who are the people who are, so alhamdulillah, there are a few in Trinidad. Most of the times people go with people from foreign, whatever it is, but start the search, you will find them. One of the main ayats in Quran for this particular topic is that Allah commands us in Quran, kunu, be, ma'as sadiqeen, with the sadiqeen. The sadiqeen are these doctors, right? These mashayikh, to be with them and to be in their company. And the principle is, Allah will not tell us to do something that is impossible. If Allah is telling us to be with the sadiqeen and those pious people who can help us, they will have been in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, they would have been around 500 years ago, and they are around today. They are, but you don't know them. You know who they are? Anyway. You don't know them. But if you start to look for them, Allah will say, all right, He interested. Why should Allah tell you and identify something for you that you don't care about? Care about it first, now. Start to look and so on, and Allah will say, all right, go, look at that. How do you do that then? How do you get sincerity? So there's a process. There's a way to get sincerity. Okay? So that is what we have to learn. When we learn that process, and we look at things, and it's explained in a particular way, and it's presented in a particular way, then we understand. Why should you do something for somebody else who has no ability to hurt you or harm you, benefit you in any way? Allah is the only ilah. Allah does everything. So you're doing something for He to see. Right? Thinking that He can do this for me. You can say, yeah, nice boy, yeah, good boy, let me help him. You're doing it for him as well. Okay? So, the understanding has to come that it appears as though he could do something for me. But he can't do. So, what sense it make doing something for him? So, like this, things will be explained in a particular way, you'll be shown certain things, and different different approaches, use different methods. The approach of the Naqshbandi is through sunnat. Practice the sunnah, and then the heart will automatically come clean. The way of the Chishtiya is through the zikr of Allah, the heart will become clean. Dawat as well. Dawat is a tasawwuf effort. The objective of Dawat and Tabligh is to purify the heart. How to purify the heart? Dawat ilallah. Call towards Allah. Call towards Allah. You'll be hypocritical in the beginning. You'll be calling to something that, but slowly, after you say, oh, Allah does everything, Allah does everything, Allah does everything, your reality will come. The reality will come. The effort of Dawat and Tabligh, all of the elders, of Maulana Ilyas, all of them, was on the line of Tasawwuf. Before, Maulana Zakaria Rahmatullah Alayhi, he said, Hazrat Maulana Ilyas used to be out in the open, doing loud zikr, right? Doing the zikr of Allah, and crying about the what? Ummat. Asking Allah to open the way, to asking Allah for that reality to come and so on. This is no foreign thing. The idea is to get the bad qualities out of our heart and to inculcate the praiseworthy qualities and to be worthy ummatis of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That the Iman and the Islam has found its place externally and internally, such that the presentation that we give to Allah, which is ourselves, on the day of Qiyamah, will not be a bag of garbage. Okay? So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept us. Allahumma bayyin, make it clear to us, and point us in direction, give us the hidayat and tawfiq to walk on the path. Wa aqulu qawli hadha. أستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم